Greetings, sports fans. A lot has been happening. This whole Libya conflict, where the whole world is coming down on Gaddafi, and we keep on changing the rules on him. I mean, I have no love for Gaddafi, and I'm not going to lose sleep over him, but he's feisty. And he still loves Obama. He still is going to keep his picture up on the wall. He still thinks he's a brother, Muslim. I don't know why. I don't know why he thinks that, but he said that all along. Obama went over there. I think shook his hand, some time ago. I think that's there's pictures of that on YouTube. So, and Libya was an honored. Bona fide member of the United Nations, and apparently he's been doing the same thing for the last 25 years, and all of a sudden now he's a bad guy. But this whole concept of the mass of people who want their freedom, quote freedom, or they want a regime change, apparently all you got to do is go down to Washington D.C. and rush the Capitol building, and apparently, the National Guard and all that can't use force to, stop you from asking you for, change. I know when the teabaggers were down there, totally peaceful. Everybody was saying how terrible they were, and they're militant and threatening and imposing. Some of the people, if they had their way on the liberals, would have had everybody mowed down. In the spirit of cooperation. But apparently, if the government does react to protect itself, the UN can get a coalition together and decide that, hey, you can't do that. So, maybe one day we'll have the United Nations planes, bombing Washington, D.C. and New York City and Seattle and Los Angeles, and all in the cause of helping the people, take control because they don't like what's happening. After all, we do have a president who doesn't seem to care about the Constitution. Not that I should say all presidents, but a lot of presidents push the limit on it. But it's very interesting when the first Patriot Act came out. All these liberals were so concerned about our rights. Oh, so I heard about this is terrible, terrible, terrible. Now we basically have the same thing, right? And during a certain time, Obama controlled the House, the Senate himself. I mean, he's been making all these executive orders, giving like Interpol power to come in here and grab anybody's ass they want without any type of due process or anything. So, he's been making executive orders on that. He could have eliminated anything he wanted to do on the Patriot Act, I think. I find it amazing that all these terrible things that Bush did, and all the promises that Obama made that he was going to change things. First thing he was going to do was get our butts out of Iraq. He was going to get rid of Gitmo, and it would be a totally transparent government. Yeah, like these union leaders are camped out, and he's making all kinds of secret deals with them, paying people off, and yet his followers, it's just like they're following Chairman Mao. Chairman Obama can do no wrong by definition. We all know that. First of all, we all know that all Republicans love starving old people to death. They love beating up babies with clubs, and also seals, little baby seals. All Republicans love to do that. That's how they get excited. That's it. And we all know that by definition, any Democrat candidate or official can do no wrong by definition because they're Democrat. And yet, I think in terms of indictments on all kinds of things, I think the Democrats kind of lead a little more than Republicans as far as doing time for some serious stuff. Look at Charlie Rangel. He's a real piece of work. But they're all the two-party system, it's good cop, bad cop. All you people out there are so happy when the Republicans take over or when the Democrats take over, and you think that you won something, but this is our way of not having a revolution, because in our short little minds, essentially, we feel we had a victory, and meanwhile, all the bankers and everybody are laughing because nothing's changed. We haven't gotten to where we are today because of any one party. This has been a very orchestrated process that's been going on, and no matter how much we deviate from point A to point B, we always seem to get back on target. It's like a sidewinder. You know these sidewinders? They pick up the heat signature of the exhaust of the jet they're trying to shoot down, and after bobbing and weaving around, they finally lock on, and that's where they neutralize the controls and go right for the rear of the aircraft. So, from that standpoint, that's what we have. We have a two-party system that are basically bought and paid for, and obviously they got to let us think that we're getting what we want. There are a few new people in there on the Tea Party that actually conscientiously think that they're going to make a difference, and some of them may, but it's a long road. And we have a president here that is more concerned about his golf games and taking his family on his trips, and it's kind of interesting. It's almost a decadence of just prior to the French Revolution. Let him eat cake type of mentality. And all along he tells his followers, "I'm with you, I'm for you, baby, love you," and goes on and on and on. And anyhow, getting back to this whole thing, I was talking to someone today about there's 40% of the population that do not pay any federal income tax, okay? And it's those 40% of the population that claim that the 60% who are paying for everything are not paying enough. Now, I don't know. There's something humorous about that. And it'd be great, when there's maybe 60% of the population isn't paying any federal income tax, and then they'll be moaning and groaning that the 40% who are paying income tax aren't paying enough, and so on and so forth. We really should just have mob rule, and just have the upper, the lower 51% basically going after the top 49%, taking everything they have, because the majority rules, and get it over with, because that's where it's heading. And the fact that the environmentalists are trying to destroy all our industry, so we have no capability, and yet not one damn environmentalist gives a hoot about what's going on in China. I mean, this is almost really hilarious, because we're so concerned about some radiation that might come over here from Japan. Of course, think of it, if we're worried about that, think of the radiation that came over from Japan after we nuked them twice at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But there's already pollution. I think 20-some-odd% of the air pollution in California is from China. And where are these environmentalists? No, they want to have us cut down so that our levels, we got to make up for what China's doing, and they don't even want China to be involved in any of this carbon credit thing where they're penalized for a carbon tax. Let me tell you, this thing is so sinister, and I don't want to even go into how sinister it is, but it's very, very sinister. It's all on the internet what's going on in terms of the various interests, the Federal Reserve, not to say too much more than that, the bankers, Goldman Sachs, and how they run the country. But you really don't care. All you care about is I want to be a millionaire. I want to get my lottery ticket. I want to watch Dancing with Stars. What's American Idol, and that maybe a Super Bowl game, and that seems to keep you people busy and not thinking about what's really going on. what I really love is listening to these. I don't like listening to it, but I'm forced to listen to these sports stations and how these people agonize. I mean, agonize over who's coaching who and how someone's being played and how someone should be traded and how one guy's a bum because he doesn't know how to manage his team, and if the guy calling up seems to think that he could, boy, if he just was running that team, things would be better, right? So, yeah, we have some really delusional people here, but that's okay. As I reported in one of my recent YouTubes about that meteor that I saw as a child rolling across the sky. Had that hit, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. I think we would have been talking extinction type of deal, which could happen any day. So, anyhow, on that wonderful thought, have a wonderful day. Spring is here. Maybe we can get stuff growing. Plant your seeds. All right, grow some vegetables. Stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. Take care.